Save more money. It can be tough to have a runway of money, reserves, emergency savings, etc. But my first year of business would not have been as successful as it was if I did not have at least 6 months worth of savings in my bank account to give me that confidence to know, okay, if I mess up, at least I have some extra money in my bank account to get me through. Or if I have a slow month, I have some extra money to get me through. And to take it a notch up, I wish I would have known more. I wish I would have had more financial literacy around the types of bank accounts, the types of savings accounts, the types of investment accounts, interest rates, etc. At that point, like I said, I had my head down. I was just doing the work. I pretty much went from had that, I still had a 9 to 5 mentality as an entrepreneur. And that mindset isn't going to get you too far, especially when it comes to how you spend your money, how you earn your money, and how your money grows after you've received it. So when I say save more money, that could be how you mentally save for more money, meaning you forecast what's coming ahead, you plan, you execute in that way, but also saving at least 1 to 3 months at first. Take some time to build up at least 1 month, whatever that is for you. Then you could move on to 3 months and then working on 3 to 6 months. And bonus, this one is even tougher, but it's possible, 6 to 12 months. I'm going to be honest, 2023 was one of my most difficult years financially for the business. But thankfully, I had money in my savings, because I had to tap into it in order to get by, to keep the bills paid, to keep the lights on, and to keep everything in motion. But having that runway of additional money brought me so much more ease when it came time to make difficult decisions, or when it came time to having a month where I only had one closing or two closings, which allowed me to stay creative. It allowed me to think of other ways that I want to run my business. Who do I want to include in this journey? Am I still enjoying this process? Am I still enjoying this work? How can I advance the podcast? How can I, build my supporters, my community? Having that runway allows you to have that ease, that comfort of knowing that, okay, if things go wrong, I have this. So next year I can learn from this moving forward, that no matter what happens, I'm covered. So think of that and think of different ways that you can earn more money, whether it's through side hustles, getting more customers, upping your marketing, staying in, sacrificing a little bit. And my first year of business, one thing I don't regret was not going out as much. I even quit drinking for an entire year, which saved me, which is probably where all of my reserves came from, because I love to go out. I love to socialize. I love to drink my tequila, right? But at that point in my life, I knew this was bigger than me. And I'm glad I took that year off to really get my finances in order, sacrifice. I stayed inside. I said no to outings, to trips, to drinking, to socializing. And I was just present with my business and Nana, AKA my grandma. So if you are ready to embark in this journey, it is going to take some sacrifice. It is going to take some mindfulness. And I know people say, well, if you don't drink that latte every day, you'll be richer. It's like, no, no, no. It's not about the latte. It's designing your life for you. I read in I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. He said, design your rich life. Not everyone likes to travel. Not everyone likes to likes fine dining. Not everyone likes fashion. Some people like reading. So their rich life is having the best library in their home, or visiting different libraries throughout the world. Others can be cars. I personally love cars. I don't have one at the moment. If anyone would like to sponsor this podcast, that is a car dealership or car company, I'm open to discussion, but I got rid of my car just based on the neighborhood I live in. But everyone's rich life looks different. So if people are spending their money on certain things, don't judge them because they're on their own path. And all I'm saying now is when it comes to saving more money, earning more money, spending more money, etc., make sure it's personalized to you, your dreams, your goals, your loves, and how you see your rich life fit. And having that reserves is going to work wonders. I promise you. You may have to sacrifice those lattes for 1 month to put that $10, $15 a day into a high yield savings account in the meantime. But I promise you, no one ever regrets having emergency money or extra money in their bank account, especially when it's needed the most. So saving money is definitely something I would have done more because at that point I was making a lot more money than I ever made at my 9 to 5. So I got a little reckless, I'm not going to lie. And I did drop a lot of money on a certain event that hashtag no regrets, right? But looking now in hindsight, when last year being the slower months, now I have to work back. I have to work on gaining back that runway, to building up that runway. So now I'm going to have to make some sacrifices, make some changes, and also take some risks. In order to make money, you got to make some moves and take action. But think about that. And if you have questions about business checking accounts, saving for taxes, investment accounts, high yield savings accounts, feel free to reach out. But then again, disclaimer, I am not an accountant, I'm not an attorney. I'm simply just your friend in the industry that wants to help you and provide you with the basic fundamental information and knowledge that I know that I do not want to gatekeep. And these are things that I learned every day as I grew throughout these last 6 years that I'm continuing to learn about. And if you want book recommendations, I got them. Go to transactioncare.com. The Transaction Care Podcast is back. That's my name. That's the podcast. That's where you could find it. And the topic is, if I started a TC business, a transaction coordinator business in 2024, I'd do this. If you recall, I asked this question here on TikTok a while back, and some of you provided some great answers. So I'm here to share my 6 tips of what I would do differently based on 6 years of being a solo TC and 20 years of working in the real estate industry. 2 different things, 9 to 5 and being a solopreneur, entrepreneur, totally different. I've learned a lot and I want to talk about it with you all. So go to transactioncarepodcast.com and stream episode 51. And what would you do differently? Let's talk about it. Thank you for listening.